Hello, hi again from Beito Springs, Hot Springs here in Taipei. As the traffic goes by, hello, welcome to Taipei, Taiwan. Yes, you can use the GoPro now if you download the latest app version of Periscope. You can use the GoPro, and I just couldn't find something to do with it today. I could have got on my bike; it would have been fun, but my batteries in my GoPro are dead, so I have to recharge them. Hey, Israel, how are you? Nice to hear from you. Give me a shout out where you are. I'm just walking down the streets here of Beito, which is a big hot springs district here in Taipei City. It's about 20 minutes outside of Taipei proper. So it's very convenient, and it's just loaded with these hot spring hotels. But it's very atmospheric as well. Lots of trees, and we're going to see it. I'm going to show you the river, and maybe try to get down close. Hey, Paula, thanks for the hearts, by the way. Give me a shout out where you are. I'd love to say hi. Second Periscope podcast. Periscope today from Beito in Taipei. First time scoping up here, and apologize for the jumpy video. I usually have a pretty steady video, but my tripod battery's dead. Hey, Texas. Nice to hear from you again, always. As always, Zhongshan Road is the main road here, and there's a beautiful little gazebo here, very East Asian, that I'm going to just walk up, and there's some beautiful old trees here. It's a lovely neighborhood. I think it's probably maybe a little bit more expensive to live here. I'm not sure, but it's also got lots of hot springs. So the hot spring hotels take up a lot of the real estate here. And the hot springs go right through the town. And that's what I'm going to get up close to in a bit here and show you that. This is just kind of an overview. No, I know it does. Totally does, for sure. Thanks for joining me in Taipei, if you're just joining me. Thanks for sharing, Paula. And please share the broadcast. Just swipe screen left to right on iOS or up on Android, and tap the right corner. Share that way too. It's John Sabo, Far East Adventure Travel. And I'm in Beito today, Beito District, which is loaded with hot springs. It's right up against Yangmingshan Park. You see the mountains in the back there, which got some snow just a few days ago. And now we're back to sort of milder temperatures here. I think it's up to 20 today in Taipei, but it was about 3 on Sunday. So it's a huge fluctuation in temperatures. And I came up to have a look at the trees here today as well, to see how the blossoms are coming along. And there's some plum blossoms that you can see now at this time of year here. And we're going to take a walk down and try to get close up to the stream here. This is a hot springs that goes right through the town. And there used to be more places where you could kind of go in and dip your feet in, but it's a little bit harder to do that now. But I'll try to get down a little bit lower. Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the hearts too. I so appreciate that. Thank you for the follows. This is the hot springs right here. It's so pretty here. And it's just kind of a cloudy day. I came up with my cameras, and it's kind of a gloomier day, but this is all hot spring here. And this is basically the source for a lot of the hot springs here, for the public hot spring that's just down the way. And you can see somebody is kind of soaking. Well, they got a dog in there, it looks like. I don't know if I don't think I'd want to take a bath further down, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a nice view, isn't it? There's some beautiful old trees here. And I bet you that dog is just probably loving the hot springs right now, though. I mean, that's a dog's life for sure, eh? And it's pretty clean around here. I noticed there's a little bit of garbage in the creek. But it's definitely a lovely place to walk. Oh, it says no bare feet around here. Thanks for inviting your followers. Thank you. The whole creek is hot. Yes, it is. I've come down here before and dipped my toes in, and it's very lovely. They have a public hot springs that you can go to. You have to wear a bathing suit, but a lot of the hot springs in Taiwan are nude hot springs, so there's male-female sections, and then if you're a couple, you can, or if you're a group or whatever you want to do, you can have your own too. Oh, thanks so much. Thank you. But this creek here, this stream, is just really pretty. It's East Asian, it's Japanese influenced. This Beito used to be called Hokuto when it was ruled by Japan. The Japanese kind of developed this as a hot springs town and saw a lot of value in it. And so they left that imprint here. And the Japanese actually brought daily bathing to Taiwan. It wasn't a common thing for people in Taiwan to do before the Japanese came. This is what my friends tell me. And they brought the normal bathing or everyday bathing routine to Taiwan, and they also brought the hot springs culture with them as well. And Taiwan, because of the geothermal activity here, is loaded with hot springs. It's got one of the highest concentrations of hot springs in the world, and this little town here especially is a hot spring center. Yeah, you're glad they did. And so they really took advantage of the natural resources that were here. And the Japanese actually were very smart and did that a lot. Yeah, it does. Today it's not so much, but it does smell a little bit like sulfur here at time. I can't really smell it right now, but I've been up here before, and definitely there's a sulfur smell in the air. Yes, this is in Catch. This is all my broadcasts go to Catch. Thanks. So yeah, you get a little bit of a sulfur smell here, and apparently because of the sulfur in the air, apparently appliances, I've heard, don't last as long here as well. So for the sulfur that's in the air, I guess for some does something to the conductors or the electronics in appliances, and apparently they don't last as long up here. This is what I've read. But it's never been a really overwhelming sulfur smell. Yeah, a little bit like a little bit like rotten egg. Yeah, but today I'm not really smelling it so much. It's not super strong today, but definitely you will get a little bit of that smell here. But I've never found it really overpowering. Yeah, sure, like a fart, if you want to be crude. So I've never found it overpowering though. But look at this, isn't that just beautiful? And maybe I want to leave you with this image here, and feel free to do a screenshot of that. It's so pretty here in Beito, and I'll come back again when the cherry blossoms are blooming, but they're not right now. Just the plums are, and there's some nice plums. I'll put it on my Facebook page tonight. Some of the shots I took today of the plums up close. In 4K, yeah, well, it'll be one day, you know, I mean, geez, look at 10 years ago, you never would have thought this could happen with a phone 10 years ago, so just think maybe in 2-3 years, it'll be totally different. It's a matter of compressing that data and using the bandwidth, you know, to the maximum, because, I mean, even this takes up a lot of bandwidth. You can't do broadcasts. There's a lot of places that I would have loved to broadcast from when I was traveling in South Asia the last couple of months, and I couldn't just because there just wasn't signal or enough bandwidth. So there was a lot of things I totally missed out on that I wanted to share, but and where do you Cope Chang? Sorry, can you have to do that again? You have to write that again. I didn't understand that. Sorry. Maybe you're talking to somebody else. Okay, no problem. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Check out my podcast called Far East Adventure Travel on iTunes. That'd be awesome. Yeah, that's what I thought. No problem. And that would be really cool. I've got a new one coming out this week. I'll shoot out a Periscope when that's online, because I need your help to start my audio podcast, which would be really cool. Thank you so much for joining me here. John Sabot, Far East Adventure Travel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll see you again soon, for sure. From Beito, Taipei, Taiwan.